Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans, and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist, and internationally published author, helping take your life, your business, your health and fitness, body, and mindset from where you are right now to becoming absolutely unstoppable. And welcome back in this series at the start of the year, where we're helping you really set yourself up for success in your health and fitness, your body transformation, your health transformation this year. If you haven't listened in for the past almost week now, then you need to go back to the Naked Truth episode and start there and work your way forward so that you can keep up with each task, because there's some more work to be done today. So yesterday I asked you to start tracking the food that you're eating over the last 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, up to a week, so that you can do a bit of analysis and see what it is that you're eating, where are the gaps, how do we make some changes, some improvements. Only you know what it is that you're eating, only you know what it is that you're putting into your body, and only you will know what the result is that you're getting as a result of that. From my experience, I can tell you that even the highest performing athletes in the world, the people that have really got their finger on the pulse with their food, their supplementation and their training, still want more gains. They want to do better. So what does that translate to the everyday person? It means that you can do better too. No matter where you are with your health, you can do better. So today is again all about food. And today I want to set you up with success in terms of what your food looks like. Now, what I'm about to go through may sound a bit overwhelming for some of you. I like to keep things really simple, and I'll do my best to do that. But just keep this in mind. At the end of this, I'll mention this again, but if you want an easy, done for you solution, I will create the meal plan for you personally. All you need to do is go to the mentaltoughnessandbodyshow.com, opt in for a free consultation. We'll have a conversation, a discussion, find out where the gaps are with your food and your health and fitness goals right now. And I'll create an individually tailored meal plan for you. And that'll give you everything that I'm about to talk about done for you. Exactly the amounts that you need to be eating, when you need to be eating, why we eat certain foods, etc., etc. So let me start walking through what a typical meal plan for optimal performance looks like. It doesn't matter whether you just want to improve your health, whether you want to lose fat, whether you want to gain muscle. So for me personally, I eat this as well, 6 meals a day. Okay, 6 meals a day. That's breakfast, lunch, dinner, and 3 snacks. So let's break down the types of foods that I would be getting people to eat. Now, keep in mind that when I work with clients, I do 3 types of meal plans. I am on myself, the way that I live is like on a level 3 performance type plan. Now, that's not necessarily right for every person because it requires more work than most people are prepared to put in. It requires more consumption of plant-based food. It requires very specific timing as to when you're going to eat to make sure you're getting your nutrients in. Very specific around your training, the type of training that you're doing. And that might be just way too much for people. And that's okay. Not everybody needs to be an athlete. What I'm going to walk you through is like a level 1 type plan, something that it doesn't matter where you are, really, you are going to still improve your health with a plan like this. And if you're just starting out, this is a great place to start as well. So let's go through breakfast. So for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I want to make sure that you're getting in a good serve of protein, you're getting in plant-based food, and you're also getting in some higher energy carbohydrates. So here I'm referring to things like rice. Personally, I prefer brown rice because its nutritional value is much higher. But we're talking about rice, grains, pastas, breads, potatoes. Those types of things are really, really good. Okay, so we want to be making sure that we're getting in a portion of those for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, here's the ticket. Most people get this wrong because they have too much of what? Too much high energy food. Not enough plant-based food. Usually not enough protein as well. So people have got it all screwy around. So it's no wonder that we're living in a world where the majority of our population is considered either overweight or obese, and we are surrounded with billions of dollars spent by people in the medical field because people are trying to manage these diseases and illnesses for people. It's controllable, a lot of it. So if we can do this a little bit differently, you'll dramatically improve your health. So in terms of protein, what we're looking at here are things like eggs. We're looking at, let's go through the whole foods first. Chicken, fish, beef, lamb, pork, turkey. In our country here, don't cringe too much. Kangaroo is very, very high in protein and very lean. Things like buffalo also, which I've never actually tasted, but buffalo is also extremely lean. All of those meats are all fine. Now, if you're vegetarian, this is where it becomes a bit tougher for you to make sure you are getting in the protein, but there's certain plant-based foods that are a little bit richer in protein. So things like your black beans, your kidney beans, red kidney beans, some of those legumes are higher in protein. Things like your bean curd, tofu, things like that are also quite good in terms of being a good protein replacement. And of course, we've got things like our protein powders. So I take a protein powder every single day, making sure that I'm getting in protein from that source, because one, it's quicker, it's easier, it's nice and tasty, it's easier to get in than digesting whole foods all the time. So it's really convenient. I have that pre-workout, post-workout, and I will also have it as a mid-morning kind of smoothie type snack as well. So I'll come back to that in a moment. But if you are vegan, for instance, there's some good quality vegan protein powders around now. So the difference there is your vegan powder is made of like rice and pea protein, whereas your whey protein, which is the one that I take, is a byproduct of the cheese making process, which therefore it comes from animals, it comes from the milk from cows. So therefore vegans don't generally eat traditional whey protein. So you need to get it from somewhere else. So for breakfast, a typical meal might be something like, let's go with the smoothie option, for instance. It could be a cup of frozen fruit. Now, I say frozen because when frozen fruit is blended all together with the liquid, it just becomes a lot more satisfying. What does that mean? It means that you're less likely to go for a sugary snack treat or eat something that you're maybe not supposed to, because it's not going to serve you well, an unhealthier snack. So it keeps you fuller for longer. So that's a great thing. So I use things like frozen mango, frozen mixed berries. You use frozen strawberries. Just use whatever it is that does it for you. Then I'd put in water, and then I put in a really good quality protein powder. Now, people say, what do I recommend in terms of protein powders? The only ones that I recommend for people now are the Isogenics products. That's what I've been using now for over 12 months. All protein powders are not created the same. And yes, everybody thinks theirs is the best. Personally, I've used many over time, and I find that what's great about the Isogenics products is that they keep me fuller for longer. That means I'm more satisfied, and it means that I'm less likely to go for another option or overeat in another food that I really don't need. So if you want some more information about those, you can go to my shop on the studiospt.com.au. You can order directly from there, or easiest thing for me to do would be to have a conversation with you. So opt in for that free consult and we can deal with that then. But a good quality protein powder. I also put in some chia seeds with mine. You go anywhere from a teaspoon to a tablespoon. They've got a bit more protein in them as well. And that's a really good snack. Buzz it all up, and you've got everything that you need in that meal. So super, super convenient. So you could do that for breakfast. Another one might be an omelette. So you might do something like half a cup of egg whites. I like the egg whites because they don't have the yolk and the extra fat in there. But you could do, say, half a cup of those, maybe a whole egg as well. Mix it up together. That with some veggies, some mixed veggies is a nice snack. Maybe on a slice of toast for your high energy there. Breakfast cereals are not awesome. You can do something like a natural muesli, though, not toasted, but a natural muesli, maybe a little bit of yogurt, some fruit, maybe followed with a protein shake, or something like that would be a nice little snack too. I'm not really talking about portion sizes too much here, but if it was muesli, for most people, it's probably about half a cup, something like that, half a cup of natural muesli, maybe a little tub of yogurt, and a cup of strawberries, for instance. That might be a little breakfast for you. So there's a couple of options there. In terms of snacks, a snack for morning tea, that could be something like a piece of fruit, any piece of fruit, to be honest. It could be a tub of yogurt. It could be a combination of the two of those things. Generally, if you're on a weight loss program, normally I would say it would be one of those things, like a piece of fruit or some yogurt, or maybe half a cup of, say, berries plus a serve of yogurt. Like I'm talking about one of those tubs that's about that high of yogurt. I prefer to go for, in our country here in Australia, we have something called Yoplait Formé, which has zero sugar in it, zero fat. It's the lowest fat and lowest sugar one on the market still. So that's a really good alternative. So there's a couple of choices there. Another one might be some cut up, say some veggies, so like some carrot sticks, some celery, some cucumber, that kind of stuff. You could use it like a bit of hummus or something like that as a bit of a dip, or just eat them by themselves. The key is you want to be thinking about where can you get more plant-based food in. Why? Because the plant-based food, when it's in your tummy, it works your digestive system hard, really fires up your metabolism, which means burning more calories. So, and also detoxifying, giving your body the antioxidants, everything that it needs. So really, really priceless in terms of that. Let's move forward to lunch now. Well, I've talked about serving sizes there. In terms of your lunch, a few different options here. Like a wrap can be good, say something like a chicken and salad wrap. For most people, somewhere between 100, 150 grams of chicken. I would go with plenty of salad mix in there. Okay, so think about it like this. You want the wrap to be about this sort of size, like a hot dog, not like the size of the skinny hot dog in the hot dog roll. So cram it with lots of plant-based food. I like to say, think of 3 colors when it comes to your plant-based food. So it might be some like lettuce type leaves. It might be some tomato. It might be some carrot. It might be some cucumber. I mean, knock yourself out. Put a little bit of light cheese in there if you want to. And again, about your 100, 150 grams of chicken in there. Wrap it up nicely. Try and go with something like a wholemeal wrap or wholemeal mountain bread, rye bread, something like that. And that's a really nice, fulfilling snack. Again, make sure you don't skimp on the plant-based food. Most of your meals should be plant-based food. Just think about it like that. So that would be a good one to do. I'm just going to stick with that one for now, just because I could talk for hours about options. Well, actually, let me talk about a salad. So you could do a salad as well. Think about maybe 4 cups of salad mix, whether that be a pre-packed one or whether it's one you make up. But again, think 3 colors. Put things in there like your lettuce, your spinach, your tomato, it might be some beetroot, there might be some corn in there, there might be some carrots, some red capsicums, some cucumber again. You know, you just become creative with it, get interesting about it. Put some fruit in there as well if you want to change the flavor of it. In the wrap that I mentioned, the high energy food is obviously what's wrapped around it. So the bread in your salad, what I would normally get people to put in is maybe some croutons, maybe something like 1/4 cup of croutons, or something like some sweet potato. Okay, you could steam some or microwave some steamed potato, maybe about 100 grams, and put that in the salad as well. And either use your tuna, your chicken, your turkey, some lean beef, about 100 to 150 grams to give you some guide. And that would be a really good lunch for you. You put a little bit of dressing on there, go easy on the dressing because that's where the calories can really add up. But a little bit of a light dressing on there can really serve you well too. Let's move forward to the afternoon snack. So this is going to be around, you're eating about every 2 to 3 hours. So this one's going to be around 3 to 4 p.m., something like that for most people. Again, you could replicate what you're doing in the morning. So think fruit, yogurt, something like that. It could be some veggies with some hummus. It could be something like some rice cakes with maybe some peanut butter. Now, depending on your health and fitness goals, that could be anywhere between 2 to 4 rice cake with maybe a bit of peanut butter. It might be some Vita Wheats, which are or some crisp breads with some peanut butter on it. It could have some cottage cheese, some lean, low-fat cottage cheese with maybe some tomato or something like that on top of it as well, instead of the peanut butter. So you're getting some high energy food in there in terms of the rice cakes. You could use corn thins as well. They're like rice cakes here. I'm assuming you know what I mean when I'm saying rice cakes. They're like these round discs with, some people say they taste like polystyrene. I find them quite good. I don't eat them often, but when I do, they're quite nice. Yeah, that would be a nice snack. Anywhere between 2 to 4 of those. Really nice, convenient, easy snack for you. Let's move to the evening meal. Now, this is probably one of the meals that people get maybe 75% right. Again, think about if we were going to do it, let's assume it's not a stir fry for the moment, and we've got like meat, veg, and high energy food. Think about your hand. Now, if you cut off your fingers and think about I can probably do it right like that somehow. Let me put it out to the side. Just think about the palm of your hand, about that for your serve of protein. Okay. When it comes to your vegetables, think 3 cups, 3 metric cups. So that's about 250 mils. So your cup's about this much, 3 cups of mixed vegetables. And when it comes to your, let's say it's rice, for most people, it's going to be somewhere between half a cup to a cup, or if you like, the size of your fist, half a cup to a cup. Okay. And that's what your plate should look like. So if you break that down, most of your plate is what? Plant-based food. Your protein's probably not as big as you're used to eating, maybe. And then you've got your high energy food. You could do that all as a stir fry. I just want to illustrate what visually, so you could imagine what it looks like. But that's a pretty good meal for you, and an idea of serving sizes. So again, just think chicken, fish, pork, lamb, turkey, beef, all of those things are perfectly fine for you. You just want to go lean. So cut off the fat and make sure it's as lean as possible. Use a bit of spray oil to cook it or bake it. Don't overcook it. Don't fry it and do those sorts of things. So that gives you a bit of an idea. So then what you can do is, when you're looking for healthy recipes, again, I've got probably 150, 200 different recipes that I could go through with you. But when you're looking for healthy recipes, just look at the calories, look at where you're getting your plant-based food from, where's the protein coming from. A lot of recipes don't have adequate protein, and the calories are huge. To give you an idea, you're probably looking at around 350 to 400 calories for that entire meal that I mentioned there. So your chicken, your 3 cups of veggies, and your rice. So if you work with recipes in those ranges where you're still getting about your 25, 30 grams of protein per meal, then you'll find that you're doing pretty well. And just make sure you're getting enough plant-based food. And so then we move to the last meal of the night, which could be around 8:30 for some people, maybe even 9 o'clock. It's going to be something pretty light. So again, you might go with some yogurt. At nighttime, I like to think things like popcorn. So like a little bag of popcorn, perhaps, say about 20 grams of popcorn is a really nice little snack. Not the colored stuff, not the caramelized stuff, not the stuff dripping in butter, just plain air-popped stuff. We can get it in bags here, little bags of 20 grams each, which work really well. Another one that I like to do is maybe some fruit, and you could bake it. So I've got some good recipes for that where you bake it, but it could be just some raw fruit with a couple of tablespoons of yogurt, for instance, is a nice snack. Again, maybe a couple of rice cakes or savory biscuits with some peanut butter or some cottage cheese and some tomato, and those kinds of things. Just experiment a little bit. Something that's simple, it's light, it's not too heavy. So when you're going to bed, it's not just sitting there in your stomach and like, oh man, I feel too bloated. But something that just keeps that metabolism ticking over, keeps you fired up, keeps the muscle growing, keeps the fat burning stores on. So that's it in a nutshell, what the 6 meals look like. Now, I know I've covered a lot there very quickly, and you might say, oh, but what about this? What about that? You may have a bunch of questions. Remember what I said before. I'm happy to do a tailored meal plan for you where I take care of everything. I would send you a questionnaire to get an idea of the foods that you're eating at the moment, what you like, what you don't like. We would then create a meal plan for you. I would then sit down with you via Zoom, and that takes about an hour to go through it food by food to make sure we get it for you exactly right. I share the recipes with you, and we go from there. Now, I haven't mentioned here, so in order to get that, go to the mentaltoughnessandbodyshow.com, opt in for the free consult, and that's how you'll get it. I haven't mentioned liquids here. Tea or coffee are virtually calorie-free. It only black tea or coffee. It only depends on what you add to it. So if you're having pretty much, black tea or coffee, or you're just adding a dash of milk, then you're okay. Don't worry about that. If you're having sugar, like a couple of spoonfuls of sugar, I'd say go for something like stevia instead. It's natural. It's virtually calorie-free. Do something like that. When it comes to your water, think about 1.5 to 2+ liters. Personally, I try and get in 3 to 4 liters a day. But if you're not a big drinker of water, then 1.5 liters plus is good. Alcohol, my philosophy with that is try and cut down to cut it out, or just be mindful of what it is that you're having, because all these calories count. There's a lot of sugar in alcohol. It does heal the brain cells and all that kind of stuff, but there are some health benefits from red wine. You could have a glass of red wine guilt-free, and only be giving your body some good benefits. It's all the other stuff. It's the beer, it's the liqueurs and cocktails and white wine and all that kind of stuff that really cause you some issues. Things like your sodas, soft drinks, fruit juices, that kind of stuff. Again, I encourage you to cut those down, to cut them out so that they don't just sit there building up calories and not really serving you well. There are other ways that we can give you the flavors that you want, and sometimes it just needs to be a change for you, because I've worked with people that have had, say, 3 to 4 energy drinks a day like Red Bulls, and it's like, man, what are you doing to yourself? The amount of sugar and caffeine that you're putting into your body is really not healthy. So only and by capturing what it is that you are eating for this last yesterday as well as the next 6 days, that's really going to give you a good idea of what it is that you're putting into your body. And then in the meantime, what you can do is start to make some adjustments based on what I've talked about right now, or reach out to me and we'll create a meal plan for you. But there's some really good foundations here. This is how I work with all my clients. It's just about getting the ingredients right for you, but the principles remain the same for everyone. So I hope that's been really helpful for you. Let's really kickstart your health and fitness for this year. Let's get you to somewhere where you've never been before. This is an exciting journey. I hope you'll continue to come on with that journey with me, because I want to hear your feedback. I want you to see the results. I want you to feel the results through your body, and just improve your health. Let's have more fun this year in 2021. Stay safe. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.